Another crazy, chaotic night in the NBA with 12 games to go through. And tonight we start in Phoenix, where Kevin Durant going toe-to-toe with Father Time. Suns and Heat from the desert tonight, and Kevin Durant continuing to look like an MVP candidate. First quarter and right away, here comes Durant, looking like he found the fountain of youth this season. The Suns looking for their 6th win in a row. Second quarter now, and some signs of life from Miami coming off that last-second loss the other night on Domantas Sabonis' game winner. That was one of Miami's rookies, Pelly Larson, with the layup, but on the other end, Jusuf Nurkic for 3. It's been a slow start to the season for Nurkic, but tonight he turned that around. Another 3 for Nurk. Midway through the third quarter though now, and Miami charging ahead behind Tyler Hero, who's having another underrated season. Phoenix down by 13, 2 minutes to go in the third, and here comes the Slim Reaper. Now it's down to 10 with a minute to go in the third. Durant pulling right up in front of Butler. Fourth quarter shot clock winding down, and sometimes it's just your night. Jusuf Nurkic. Phoenix up by 1 now with 7 minutes to go. Everybody in the gym knew that was going in. Phoenix up by 3 now, 3 minutes to go. Durant, he's been marvelous in fourth quarters. And tonight down the stretch, no different. A minute 10 to go. Phoenix up 3, right back to KD. Now the Suns up by 2, 20 seconds to go. They go right back to him, and no matter who you put on him, it's a mismatch. Now Miami actually had a chance here, down by 3, 5 seconds to go, and this play was a complete head scratcher. Jimmy Butler had a chance to shoot, but he passes it up. Phoenix survives. The Heat lose the first of a 6-game road trip, and for Phoenix, that's 6 in a row of their own behind another masterpiece from KD. Can't just talk about KD though tonight. Jusuf Nurkic, 20 points, 18 boards, and you saw the 3 threes he hit as well. Next up, we had the Warriors in Boston dealing with the defending champs, and once again, Golden State proving they are for real. Maybe you don't believe it yet still, but this Warriors team has passed every test so far this season. If you want the full recap of this game, you can find it on my page, but Golden State continuing to look really tough. Came into the night with 2 undefeated teams remaining, both of them on the road, and Cleveland in New Orleans dealing with the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been the most unlucky team to start the season with injuries, but tonight they do get Zion back. Pelicans coming off back-to-back home losses to the Hawks and the Blazers, but the return of Zion very important. They're up by 11 in the first. Now in the second, they go to Brandon Ingram in the mid-post. That's money. Mavs looking sloppy in the first half. A turnover on one end, Javonte Green the layup. Then moments later, the Cavs turn it over, and it was a huge night for Jose Alvarado. Pelicans rolling. Mavs needing to dig down deep for that 9-0 start, but here comes the defense. What a block by Jarrett Allen on one end and Mobley to Okoro. Now the Cavs in charge, up by 9 in the third and doing what they've done all season, pushing the pace. It was Pelicans in the first half, but now Cleveland up by 14, continuing to push the pace. Karis LeVert to Jarrett Allen. Cleveland up by 7 now, a minute to go in this one, and it's star against star, Mitchell against Zion. Good night. Another loss for the Pelicans, but the positive news is their 2 stars look good. They just need to get healthy. And for the Cavaliers, what a start to their season. A franchise best 9-0 start, and guess what? Their next game is Friday night at home against the Golden State Warriors. Must-see TV. The other undefeated team coming into tonight was the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were in Denver, the Nuggets minus Jamal Murray, minus Aaron Gordon, but they still had Russell Westbrook. If you want the full recap of this game, you can find it on my page. This to me was the game of the night in terms of how it came down to the wire. Now we head to Memphis, Lakers and Grizzlies. Lakers coming off their worst loss of the season in the game against the Pistons. And tonight, things not any easier for LA, minus Anthony Davis, minus Rui Hachimura, so the 40-year-old has to do the heavy lifting. This was a revenge game, though, for some former Lakers. Scotty Pippen Jr. hitting the early 3. Second quarter, Lakers down by 8. LeBron James doing everything he can do. Without Anthony Davis, it felt like the Lakers had no chance tonight, but LeBron was giving them that chance. Here he goes again midway through the second quarter, putting Zach Edey on the island, getting downhill with the left. Lakers down by 5 late in the first half. It is incredible to watch this man still do this at his age. But in the second half, for as good as LeBron was tonight, it still wasn't enough. Morant the 3 moments later, good luck stopping him when the 3 ball is falling. Memphis charging ahead. It wasn't just a Scottie Pippen Jr. revenge game. Huff, the former Laker. Tonight showed the difference between Memphis and Los Angeles, the difference between depth. Scotty Pippen Jr. again. Grizzlies ran away with this one in the second half, and I really think they have one of the best backup point guards in the league in Scotty Pippen Jr. LeBron had 39, 7, and 6, and the Lakers still somehow lose by 20. After the game, Ja Morant summed up his feelings about the Lakers with 4 simple words, quote, "I don't like them." Also, Scotty Pippen Jr. saying a little extra motivation for him tonight, quote, "Definitely, they didn't believe in me, so I'm out here trying my best." Next up tonight, we had Paul George's highly anticipated return to the Clippers' new stadium, the Intuit Dome, in a new uniform. Clippers fans greeted him with boos. Paul George greets them with a 3. Still early in the first quarter, George with a bad pass. The Sixers off to a 1-5 start and a slow start in this one. Last game was the Clippers' first win at the Intuit Dome. Check out this alley-oop from Harden from beyond half court. Second quarter, the Clippers have had a hard time holding leads this season, but the one constant has been Norman Powell. Let's get one thing clear. If Norman Powell keeps playing like this, to me, he is an all-star this year. In the first half, the boos raining down as the two former teammates collide. Close game in the third, but remember the famous words of Norman Powell. They go mano a mano, addition by subtraction. Now the Clippers in full control, up 14 late in the third. Chris Dunn and the bench unit getting the job done for them. As if this Sixers team needed any other problems right now, at the end of this game in the fourth quarter, Tyrese Maxey pulls his hamstring. He would limp off, and now they're 1-6 and might be without Maxey. A lot of big stories today, and you can argue the biggest story of the day is one we haven't talked about yet in Atlanta. That is because the number 1 overall pick went out there today and balled like a number 1 overall pick. Shai with a great start to this one, and so is Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks looking to stay above 500. Second quarter and more from the Frenchman, the backdoor cut and the dunk. Now he's showing his all-around offensive game, to the rim with the lefty finish. Hawks down by 4, and now the number 1 overall pick gaining a lot of confidence. The steal and the pull-up triple. The Hawks are getting the memo at this point. Late in the first half, keep finding the number 1 overall pick. Offensive rebound to Okongwu to Shai, spotting up, splash. Third quarter, more of the same, and by the way, the common theme in these finds is Jalen Johnson with the dimes to Shai. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes to go, Knicks up by 2. Shai was balling, but Karl Anthony Towns was the best player on the floor. Atlanta down by 2, 1:35 to go. Trae Young to the rookie, Zachary Shai to tie it. Hawks up by 1, a minute to go, and this right here would be the dagger. Jalen Johnson rips down the rebound. Trae Young out and running to Clint Capella. The Hawks win. The Knicks are under 500 despite a heck of a start to the season from Cat. And what a night for the number 1 overall pick. Maybe this is the start of something for him. Bulls and Mavs tonight from Dallas. Both teams a little banged up entering this one. Bulls without Zach LaVine. Mavs without PJ Washington, Derek Lively. But as long as they got Luka and Kyrie, good luck Chicago. Second quarter, it really seems like Luka's starting to find his rhythm in this early season. This one was never close. In the third quarter, by the way, who says Luka doesn't play some defense? A steal for Doncic and then a layup for Luka. The Mavs end up rolling in this one, 119-99. Doncic's defense, a story as he has 4 steals and another marvelous game, and the Mavs win. Spurs and Rockets tonight from Houston, the third matchup in 12 days between these two. Early in this one, Jalen Green was going for the highlight of the year over Wemby. Remember, the Spurs lost Jeremy Sohan to a broken thumb, and the Rockets taking full advantage. Tonight was all about Fred VanVleet for the Rockets. First quarter, VanVleet the touchdown to Jabari. Rockets look like they're starting to figure some things out. A steal by Tari Eason on the other end to Jabari for another dunk. They're up 22. This one was over by halftime. The Rockets win by 27 at home over the Spurs. Who would have thought arguably the most exciting game of the night would be the Pistons and the Hornets? This fourth quarter was really something. Hornets down by 2. LaMelo pulls it back, 1-point lead. Now the Hornets up by 1. 28 seconds to go. LaMelo downhill. They're up 3. All the Hornets got to do is take care of the basketball now. And of course, the one thing they had to do, they couldn't. And Ron Holland, the rookie, other way, Pistons up. Hornets down by 1. 6 seconds to go. Final chance. Grant Williams for the win. No good. But Brandon Miller, what a clutch shot. The Hornets win at the buzzer. Raptors and Kings from Sacramento. DeMar DeRozan versus his former team. It was close until the fourth quarter, and that's when DeMar went takeover mode. The master of the mid-range himself going to work the closer for Sacramento. The Raptors made them earn it, but in the fourth quarter, the Kings take over and win by 15. And with that performance, DeRozan now passes Chris Webber for the most 20-point games to begin a Kings career. Last but not least, Indiana beats Orlando tonight behind another balanced effort from the Pacers. Great game from Jarris Walker, 17 points. The Magic 0-3 without power.